So first off, the hospitality industry is a broad category of fields within the service industry that includes a lot of things such as lodging, food and beverage, events coordinating, and a whole lot more. Theme parks, adventure parks, water parks, etc. Right? So our industry caters to a whole lot. And it's within this whole lot that we cater to where we find our different services via the different job titles being offered. Right? So what I'm going to do now is basically just give you a rundown as to the different departments in which our different services would have come from, and then give you the different career opportunities that would have been found within these different departments. Alright? So we're going to look at the different departments, and these departments include our front office department, our housekeeping department, our food and beverage department, engineering department, engineering and maintenance rather, right? We have our security department, our human resource department, we have our sales and marketing department, we have our purchasing department, and we have our accounting department. So all of these departments put together is how we get these services out to our people, to our guests. And it's with all of these persons working together as well that helps to build the level of experience given to our customers, to our hotels. So we're going to look at the roles of the first department, the front office department, along with the different career jobs that is found within this one department. Alright? So a little rundown on the front office department. This department performs various duties, from reservations to receptions to registrations, room assignments, along with settlements of bills. The front office staff welcomes the guests in our hotels, and with the different personnel within the department, you would either have somebody taking the guests' luggages, somebody getting them registered, somebody giving them their keys, and assisting them up to their different rooms. The front office department is also considered the hub of the industry or the hotel, because this is where the guest's first encounter begins. This is where the service begins for the guests. And following through, they would have also been encountered or been encountering with the different departments, the different personnel as they stay at our premise. Alright? So the different job titles that we can find within the department. We have one, our front office manager. So if you are one that likes to lead, likes to make conscious decisions, etc., then this would be suited for you. We have our night auditor. So if you are a person who likes accounting, likes to do settlement of bills, etc., then this would be likely for you as well. We have our concierge, we have our reservation clerks, we have our reception clerks or front desk clerk, we have our bellhop or porter, and in some hotels you may even find a valet. First up, within the front office department, we have our front office manager. The front office manager or front desk supervisor oversees all front office operations for the hotel. As staff manager, this individual schedules employees to ensure that there is proper coverage at all times. She also implements any policies or procedures that are administered by hotel management. When VIPs such as celebrities or dignitaries stay at the establishment, he or she is often responsible for giving them a personal attention they require. In most instances, the front desk manager reports to the hotel's general manager. The night auditor. They are responsible for taking care of all duties related to client servicing during the night shift at the hotel, including overseeing all guest requests, keeping all official paperwork up to date, and managing the front desk.
A night auditor must also be able to handle all activities related to accounting and billing, such as balancing accounts from the day shift, preparing cash, credit card, and check summaries, adding any charges incurred by guests during the night, and correcting any mistakes found. The concierge. The concierge of a hotel is a front office personnel who coordinates guest entertainments, travel, and other activity. Anytime guests have a question, such as directions to a local attraction, she finds the answer as quickly as possible. In addition, she makes restaurant reservations, orders car service, and may even arrange personal shopping for the guest. So if the guest has any question he or she would like to ask, they will just need to visit the concierge desk and he or she will take care of it. The reservation clerk. The reservation clerk communicates with prospective guests via telephone and internet, scheduling their stays and documenting any special needs they may have. For example, if a guest requests a room on a non-smoking floor, the reservation clerk will make special note of this so that an appropriate room will be ready when the guest arrives. So remember, this person communicates with the guests via the telephone or via the internet. The reception's clerk or the front desk clerk. When guests arrive, the front desk clerk checks them in, inputting their names into the facilities registry, assigning them to a room, and answering any basic questions or requests the guests may have throughout their stay. For example, a guest may call the front desk to report the leaky bathroom faucet. The clerk would then contact the maintenance department so that the appropriate repairs can be made. At the end of a guest stay, a front desk clerk checks them out. In addition, the clerk reports any concerns the guest may have to management. Next up, we have the bellhop or porter. A bellhop or porter greets guests once they check into the establishment or the hotel. This individual carries the guest's luggage while showing them to their room, ensuring that everything in the room is in order and properly working. The porter checks the room equipment such as lighting and ventilation. He may also instruct visitors how to operate hotel systems such as television remote controls and telephones. So this would have summarized some of, not all, but some of, most of the different career jobs that is found within the front office department. Following the information given about the front desk, we are going to move on to look at the food and beverage department. Now, the food and beverage department is responsible for giving or supplying our guests with quality food. He or she working within the food and beverage department needs to ensure that the guest walks out with a belly full, is satisfied with the plating of the food, satisfied with the food costing, and is satisfied with the overall aesthetics of the room in which they are dining. So whether it is by the bar, you need to ensure that they are satisfied with the aesthetics of the bar, and you need to ensure that they are also satisfied with the aesthetics of our restaurants, if it is that it is in a restaurant that they are going to dine.
So our food that the customers would have been eating would have come from our kitchens, and our drinks indeed from our bars. So we need to ensure that in all different areas, in all the places that they're getting their food and drinks, that they are indeed satisfied. Some of the career opportunities that you will find within the food and beverage department includes 1. Food and beverage manager, food and beverage supervisor, or waiters, or waitresses. Within the kitchen, you would have had or chefs, or head chefs, or sous chefs, or executive chefs, or pantry personnel, or pastry chefs. You would have had our butchers, or stewards, or store clerk. We have our bartenders, or dining room manager, and our catering manager.
The food and beverage supervisor. The food and beverage supervisor supervises the kitchen and bar staff, including the food and beverage servers. They have excellent communication and human resource management skills. During peak hours or meal times, they may assist in seating or serving customers. Their duties include the use of human resource management skills, for example, supervising and scheduling food and beverage staff, ensuring customer satisfaction, resolving complaints, conflicts, and problems, ordering and maintaining inventory cost control. The food and beverage servers, or waiters or waitresses as we know them. The food and beverage servers request orders from and serves food and beverage to guests. They are employed in restaurants, dining rooms, fast food outlets, hotels, private clubs, etc. They are very familiar with the food and beverage that they are served at the establishment in which they work. They have knowledge of service techniques and are able to work efficiently around guests. This position is fast-paced, especially during busy times. Servers usually receive gratitudes and may also receive meals or discounts on meals at work. Their duties include to take and relay food and beverage orders, serve food and beverage to guests, check on guest satisfaction, handle complaints and concerns of customers, provide food and beverage product knowledge, use proper serving techniques, practice responsible alcohol service, cash out, and reconcile cash with total sales. The executive chefs. The executive chefs oversee food preparation and cooking activities in a facility for several restaurants in an establishment or chain. They supervise chefs, sous chefs, line cooks, and kitchen helpers. An executive chef researches and responds to trends in the food industry, plans and writes menus, manages finances, and supervises kitchen operations. Their duties include plan and write menus, using descriptive text to encourage sales, ensure food meets quality standards, use financial management skills, use human resource management skills, may prepare and cook meals and specialty foods. The pastry chef or baker as we know it. The bakers prepare breads, rolls, muffins, pies, cake, and other baked goods. They may be following tried and true recipes or may be developing new ones. The position may mean The baker specializes in creating one or two types of baked goods, or may be involved in making all the baked goods required. Bakers are also involved in ordering and maintaining supplies and in quality and portion control. Their duties include research, develop and test new recipes, prepare doughs, batter and frostings, bake doughs and batter, frost and decorate baked goods, purchase baking supplies, hire and train staff, supervise production and sales. The butchers. The butchers prepares meat for consumer use using a wide range of processes. They may be responsible for handling, deboning, trimming, tying, grinding, or tenderizing cuts of meat, but they are also often in charge of packaging, weighing, labeling, and pricing their goods. Next up, we have the stewards. The stewards assist in keeping a restaurant, bar, or lounge clean and sanitary, assist in cleaning dishes, and tends to customers' needs. The stewards may also perform basic administrative tasks such as answering phones, taking reservations, and giving out basic information. The store clerk within the food and beverage industry is the next career job title. They are responsible for maintaining the operations of the storeroom. The operations of the storeroom would have involved receiving goods and issuing goods, maintaining the correct temperature of goods within freezers and fridges. The store clerk would have been responsible for retrieval and distribution of items as per use in the kitchen and in other departments. The bartenders. Bartenders are beverage service attendants who mix and pour alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages for guests in bars, lounges, nightclubs, and restaurants, etc. Bartenders, depending on the establishment in which they work, may serve the drinks they make, or they may give them to the food and beverage server, who serves them to the customers. The bartender may or may not actually collect payments from customers. Like most tourist occupations, bartending allows you to work with people and as a part of a team. Bartenders usually receive gratitudes and may also receive meals or discounts on meals when at work. Their duties: to provide customer service, prepares beverages using proper bartending techniques, practice responsible alcohol service, clean and maintain bar area, wash glassware, and maintain control inventory of bar stock and supplies. Last but not least, we have our catering supervisor or manager. Our catering managers oversees all aspects of catering services in the hotels, resorts, or private clubs. The position of catering manager is very similar to the position of beverage service manager. The focus is just different. The management skills is one position that can be used in the other. However, knowledge of the food and beverage area is essential for catering managers. Their duties involves use operation management skills, use financial management skills, for example, assess total budget, assist in promotion and sales, maintain records, conduct regular inspections of operations, resolve customer complaints, manage human resources such as determining number of staff required for an event and then assigning duties, consult with clients, providing plans and cost estimates, maintain contact with clients before, during, and after event to ensure satisfaction.
Before we leave off this, we're going to look at the duties of the food and beverage operators, right? And these would have included to prepare the tables for counter meals, to stock the service areas with supplies, to greet the customers, present them with a menu, and to help them select food items, to inform the guests or the customers about daily specials, to pick up and serve orders, to suggest and serve desserts and beverages, to clean and reset tables, to tabulate bills, and to also record orders and place them in the kitchen.
The engineering department is responsible for repairing and maintaining the plant and machinery, water treatment and distribution, boilers and water heating, sewage treatment, external and common area lighting, fountains and water features, etc. This department is also responsible for the maintenance of all equipment, furniture, and fittings installed in the hotel. Security department. Hotel security protects hotel's guests, employees, and property. Hotel security typically works directly on the hotel property, patrolling the grounds, or in offices, monitoring security cameras or filling out paperwork. Their responsibilities include performing surveillances, maintaining orders, investigating disturbances, and escort persons in and out of the hotel. The HR department. The Human Resource Department is responsible for the acquisition, utilization, training, and development of human resources or capital of the hotel. HR functions includes job design and analysis, hiring and selection, employee training and development, compensation and benefits, employee performance management, managerial relations, and labor relations. The sales department or sales and marketing department. In the hotel industry, they are responsible for maximizing a hotel's revenue by developing programs to increase occupancy and make profitable use of the accommodation, meeting, and leisure facilities. So they are responsible for marketing the hotel in a way in which they can in turn see revenue coming into the hotel. The responsibilities include successfully promoting and managing the brand, working with advertising agencies, monitoring competition, managing relationships with agencies and partners, overseeing budgets for advertising, marketing, and promotions, supervising the sales and marketing department staff, and lastly, generating new ideas for customer incentives and accommodations or business packages and other sales and marketing duties. The accounting department. The essential roles and duties of virtually any accounting department should include the following: money out, which would mean making payments and keeping the bills paid; money in, processing incoming payments, payroll, making sure everyone gets paid, reporting, preparing financial reports such as balance sheets and budgets, financial controls, which would have entailed avoiding errors, fraud, or theft. Last but not least, we have our purchasing department. And our purchasing department is responsible for purchasing goods for the total operation of the business. They are responsible for purchasing the necessary resources that would have been needed for each of the departments to carry out their individualized departmental duties. Carry out your kitchen duties. Same for the other departments. The purchasing department is responsible for covering all the purchasing of equipments and resources necessary for each department to carry out their individualized duties.
The next thing we're going to look at and to go deeply in is our housekeeping department. If you realize I did not make mention to it, it's for this purpose. So we're going to go deep down into looking at the housekeeping department, their roles and responsibilities, along with getting you acquainted with some of our jobs. Alright? So the importance of housekeeping department. We have to provide the guests with comfort, cleanliness and hygiene, privacy, safety and security, and also decor. Now we're going to slide into looking at the functions of housekeeping. Now the functions of housekeeping would have included cleaning rooms and public areas, bed making, linen management, laundry services, key control, safety and security, interior decoration, and room maintenance. Alright, so now we're going to look at the different job titles that you can find within the industry itself, more directed to the housekeeping department. We have our executive housekeepers, we have our assistant housekeepers, we have our uniform room supervisors, we have our uniform room attendants, our linen room supervisors or linen room attendants, we have our floor supervisors, our housemen, or head housemen, or runners, or night supervisors, gardeners, room attendants, and more. Now, if it is that you see yourself, after going through some picture slides and listening keenly to the different
everyone, my name is David Graham and I am a first year nursing student at the Northern Caribbean University. When I just applied at NCU, trust me, I did not have a cent to my name. I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. And I met this wonderful young lady that introduced me to the whale program. I know of the whale program, but I did not really know the benefits of the whale program. So I did the application. I prayed over that application because trust me, I knew that God would come through for me. I prayed with my mother until one day I got a phone call and the phone call said, "Congratulations, David." That's when I started to jump. I didn't even want to hear anything else. As long as you say congratulations, I know I won something. And when the gentleman explained to me of, the situation and said, "Oh," I said, "Thank you, God. I know that's you showing up in my life." So what I can say, guys, whenever you're at your wit's end or your lowest point, that's the time when God really shows up for you. Trust me. And because I've gotten that wheel grant, that's how I was able to start Northern Caribbean University. So I just want to say again, thank you so much for wheel. You've really truly done a lot for me. You've got me one step closer to my dream. Thank you, wheel.
My name is Andrew Howell. I am a current high school student at the Willardine Group of Schools. I was presented with this laptop to help me with my online classes and my SBA, and it will assist me perfectly with my studies. I am very, very happy that I was presented with this gift of gratitude by the Wheel Foundation, because without them, it would not have been possible for me to have a laptop of my personal use so that I will be able to pass my studies. I needed to use to help me to complete my SBA so that I may present them to my teachers on time so that I will get the grade that I am seeking in my CXE studies. I aim to leave the school with all my studies and get all grade 1s in all of them. And this laptop that I have been presented with, and with the help and the motivation of the Wheel Foundation that I have received, I now believe that I truly can do it.
Joining me. I am Dr. Jardine Spalding O'Hara, and today I'll be talking about a topic that persons tend to shy away from: dementia. In the medical world, we call it neurocognitive disorder, whether major or mild. And so for our elderly population, who tend to be a vulnerable group, they tend to be one of the major persons that get this disorder. But please note, this can happen even in the young. So you have irreversible and reversible dementia. And so some of the reversible ones could be nutritionally. So for our young persons, if you have sexually transmitted diseases, if you have, for instance, B12 deficiency, if you're strict vegetarian, the Rastafarians and some of our Adventist members, if you're strictly eating plant-based diet without B12 supplements, you are at risk of getting neurocognitive disability from the B12 deficiency, but that can be reversed if you correct that nutritional deficit. But to our main focus, our elderly population, who would have spent so much energy on us growing up, they would have cared for us, you know, grandma would have given you your sweetie, and would have prevented mommy or dad from beating you. So when they're now in their time of need, we need to take care of them. So for dementia, some of the things we need to look out for is if they ever had hypertension, diabetes, if they have ever had a stroke, that could put them at risk of vascular dementia. If dementias tend to run in the family, they could be at risk of Alzheimer's. And then there are other types of persons who, you know, would have been in boxing at a young age, they are at risk of dementia as well. So some of the signs to look out for is any memory changes. So whether short-term impairment, not remembering the dates, not remembering what happened yesterday, and also long-term things, remembering past events. You need to look out for changes in their attention. They're not able to focus, they can't remember simple numbers or simple instructions. We have to look out for what we call perceptual motor, so they might not be able to comb their hair, they might easily get confused where they are. They go from bathroom and coming back. Their language could be impaired, they could be talking strangely, the speech could be impaired, as well as what we call executive function. They're not able to plan things, they're not able to follow sequences, they're not able to organize. And finally, their social skills can be affected. You realize they start getting boisterous and loud or dressing inappropriately. And so we need to look out for this population. And so if your family, you suspect that they do have dementia, it's important to take them to see your general physician, who will determine if they need to refer them to a psychiatrist, because they might need medication to control some of the behavior. Some persons might have hallucinations, see things that aren't there, believing things that aren't true, hearing voices, and so they would need medication to correct that. They might also have problems with their sleep. So what we normally employ: sleep hygiene, ensure you're getting exercise, ensure you're not having any caffeinated beverages, getting some chamomile tea, not having the TV in the room or on the phone at night. So those are some things to help with sleep. And of course, you need to ensure that they're getting all their nutritional food and drink. You have to keep them hydrated, because many times they might want to eat less. And so we say, okay, grandma don't want anything, but we have to ensure they're getting all their vitamins and minerals. And so some of the simple things that you need to know as I wrap up with dealing with the elderly: ensure if you're giving them instructions, you're not telling them something and then the TV's on, the radio's on, multiple persons speaking to them, because they have impairment in the attention. So it's harder for them to retain information with everything going on. Use memory aids. So you can put a big calendar on the fridge that changes the date. You can have a clock that tells the time. You can label food items. Ensure that they're not driving alone, or driving if that's the case. Ensure that they are not going anywhere alone. Collect their medications. You know, we have to do our part. Ensure they're getting their exercise, their nutritional food, sunlight. We have to do our part, and most importantly, do not abuse our elderly brothers and sisters. They might be boisterous, they might say things that they don't mean, but we have to be the one that is in the good mental health to actually be calm, be understanding, and give them the help that is needed. So that was just a quick synopsis on dementia. For more information, feel free to ask your general practitioner or go to your nearest hospital if the need arises. Thank you so much, and do have yourself a great day.
Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Hart, and today I'll be presenting on male sexual health. Even though it is a male-oriented topic, I want my females to pay very important attention as well, because each female knows at least one male and can help to influence a male sexual health. So what is sexual health? According to the Harvard Medical School, sexual health is defined as a state of well-being that lets a male or a female fully participate in and enjoy sexual activity. Some key terms to define. What is sex? According to Oxford Dictionary, is a physical activity between two people in which they touch each other's sexual organs, which may involve coitus. What is coitus or sexual intercourse? So that is where it's a reproductive act in which the male reproductive organ, which is the penis, enters the female reproductive tract, which is the vagina. So you can see that there's a clear difference between what it means to have sex, different from what it means to have sexual intercourse. But in both activities, there's possibility of transmission of sexually transmitted diseases, which is the important point or takeaway point from this discussion. What is the purpose of sex? So there are two main purposes of sex. We have procreation, as seen in Genesis 1, verse 28, and it said, "And God blessed them and said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth and subdue it." And the other purpose of sex is for pleasure or bonding, as seen in Genesis 2, verse 24. It says, "Therefore shall a man